gotta give myself a drum roll. Shoot, I gotta be my biggest hype man. We all do. We all gotta be our biggest hype man. We gotta be the one to support ourselves. Be the one that's encouraging ourselves. Telling ourselves, just do it. Who cares? Just do it. Do what? I don't know, but just do it. What's up, guys? I don't know why I never introduced myself. I just think that everybody knows who I am when I know nobody knows who I am. Not really, but kind of not really. My name is Cindy de Uzalua. I just thought of something. I'm sorry. I feel like I have those moments in my mind and then like nobody else is gonna understand. And if I explain it, don't you just hate? Don't you? I was about to say, don't you just hate? No. Don't you enjoy those moments when you have something that's so funny in your mind and then you share it and you try to say it in every single detail, how it happened, to make sure you get the same reaction and emotion and whatever it is that you felt when it happened, but yet you share it and you think it's gonna be like the funniest thing ever all over again, and then it's just like, and yeah, that's what happened. Like, you have to just like end it with like, and yeah, that's what happened. Because you just don't get the same reaction. It's just like, oh man, all right, it was a whole lot funnier when it happened, or when it was going on in my mind, it was so funny, and it's not the same once you kind of just bring it into this physical world, I guess to say. Anyways, how are you guys feeling? How is everyone feeling? Personally, I know I've been feeling the energies like massively. I've been so drained. I've been so exhausted. It's been taking quite a toll on me, to say the least, but still yet in a good way, where I know I'm feeling drained and I feel exhausted and like my body just wants to just rest and not do anything, but at the same time there's another feeling with all of that where it's like I know there's a bunch of changes I'm going through and we're all going through as a collective, and that's why our bodies are just kind of just feeling it. So no matter what, perception is everything. So no matter whatever energies it is that we've been feeling, it's because our higher self is trying to show us or trying to make us feel like, look, there's change that you're being preparing for. I meant to say that you're being prepared for, but it came out you're being prepared for. Did I just say the same thing? I don't even know, guys. I don't know. I just had a blank moment. But okay, so I kind of wanted to do something. I actually ended up finding I meant to share this with you guys, but it turned off. Regardless though, I always cleanse my space. I cleanse the camera, I cleanse your space, whoever it is that's going to tap into my frequency and vibrate with me and create more vibrations out of that. But I just wanted to, I thought these were super cute. I found these the other day. They're called Power Thought cards. I scrolled through them a little bit and they were so cute. I loved the messages that I had read from them, and I wanted to share them with you guys. I wanted to share it with whoever it is that needs a message like this. I know we could all use different messages throughout our days, just kind of to help us reassure where our thought process is, to help us reassure that we're on the right track, or to help us just gain some type of clarity on something, or for it to be thought of as a sign for you, an undeniable sign at that, where I love, and I'll say this often, where I love those moments where you just cannot deny the fact that there is a higher power, that there is higher source, that there is that we do have an angelic team around us, that we are angels ourselves, just here in human form. When you have those undeniable, miraculous moments, which miracles are happening literally right now, a miracle every single day. The fact that I can talk, and I've probably said this before, me talking is a miracle, me breathing is a miracle, you breathing, you talking. Even if you can't exactly speak, just our presence here on earth is a miracle. The birds flying is a miracle. The new birth that there is, whether it's in human form or in animal form, mammals, whatever, everything is a miracle. The air itself is a miracle. We can't exactly see it, but it's there, and it's a source of us being able to continue on this life. And not only that, but I mean, it's a miracle that whatever it is that doesn't breathe through oxygen has their own form of oxygen for them to be able to live. This world is just endless. It's just endless on just pure miraculous beauty, pure just things that you can't explain, whether you want to put it in a science lab or whatever, but for me, what I call true beauty is what you can't pinpoint, you can't put a word on it, you can't put words, plural, you just can't bring to express enough love to show how much love you feel from whatever it is. I think that's the most beautiful thing, just and I'm not trying to downplay anything. I don't like saying examples and it's like, oh, well, that I find that beautiful. Like, I'm not shy. It's just those really, all those simple things that are just overlooked. But if you really look deep into it, you realize, like, wow, I pass through this every single day. Probably almost every single person in the world, like even just like, I'm looking at my tree outside of my yard. It's like, we overlook trees and how beautiful they are and how their roots, one root has so many other roots attached to it. And even if you see one tree and you go over and you look at a different tree, you know it, they're both trees, but yet they're both so unique in their own way. And they carry their own beauty and their own energy. And you can find beauty in so much. You just look into the soul of everything and not just see things from the surface. And that's what Soul Life envisions, really, a part of what it really is. Looking into the soul of everything. Seeing life through the lens of this eye, not through these eyes right here, because then you're always just going to be walking through life fooled. Truly. But when we really start to see, okay, what am I really looking at beyond these two eyes? What am I seeing more than what my eyes are showing me? Or what am I feeling from this right now? I mean, even that, like when we're seeing things through our third eye, we're seeing beyond everything, of course. We're seeing beyond into the ethereal realm. Like we are no longer getting segregated as humans either, because we're not seeing somebody for what they look like. We're not seeing somebody for what color of skin, where they were born, who their parents are, what kind of degrees they got, what kind of jobs they have, how much money you have, how much money you don't have. None of that stuff. It's like it has no existence, really, as far as like true meaning. As far as true meaning, it doesn't. And nobody would really. Nobody would try and draw an invisible line against separating any of us, because you just wouldn't be able to. You would see that we're all just spirit. We're all soul. We're not anything that this physical world wants to define us as. And we shouldn't let this physical world define us. We shouldn't. But we do, and that's another story. So before I get to these, I invite you guys to drink something with me and just have a ball. I'm drinking this tea from Taiwan. This is the second time I try it. Well, okay, because I tried a different one, which is a different color, and I think only difference was one was sweetened and one wasn't. From what I found out later through reading, the things that happen when you read. But it's called Kaizi Dongding oolong tea, and it is so good. I don't even remember where I got it. I'm sorry. But drink something, hydrate yourself. If you don't mind, I'm about to hydrate myself too. Good. In case you're interested in seeing what this is. Like makeup, how do they do it? Like that or like that? I don't even know. Alright, enough with the foolishness. Okay, ooh, it just caught my eye. Literally caught my eye. Divine wisdom guides me. That's beautiful. And I'm gonna read this just because it really did just stand out to me right now. So this says, I love eyes. I just love eyes. Not because it's like the eye, but like I feel like I could just get lost because the eyes are the windows of our soul, right? So if you really just look into the eyes of anything, not even just saying people, but if you look into the eyes of anything, and anything can have an eye, just let that sink in. You really will get lost into whatever energy it was or is that's behind that. Yeah. Okay, so again, one more time. It says, divine wisdom guides me. Yes. I am guided throughout this day in making the right choices. Guys, okay, they fooled me. She fooled me. Louis Hay fooled me. Let me show you why, and I'm gonna read it again. I'm sorry. I mean, it's cursive, obviously, but look at how that looks like night. Look, it's right. If it's backwards, guys, I'm so sorry. Take a screenshot. I don't know if that would help, but look, doesn't that look like night? I can read cursive, but it just threw me off. Now I know this is reading in cursive. Thank you, Louis Hay. No shade, Louis Hay. I love the cards that you wrote, Louis Hay. Okay, again, seriousness. Okay. I am guided throughout this day in making the right choices. Divine intelligence continuously guides me in the realization of my goals. I am safe. So at any time, I want to say every time and any time, it is that we ask for divine guidance. When we ask for divine guidance, through whom? Through whatever. Starting with source. When I say source, you'll hear me say God, you'll hear me say source, higher power, the universe. The universe is God because God created this universe. But I mean, don't get too caught up in what I ever refer to. Source, God, universe, divine intelligence, say. Don't get caught up into whatever that is, or the term, or the name, or whatever I say. Whatever it means to you, that's perfect. Whatever it means when you feel it, that feeling of resonance that you get, whether it's not through the word, not through whatever, however you feel it resonates with you, that's perfect. Let's try not to get caught up in my words sometimes, in the specifics, in all the smaller little details. Rather get caught up in all the huge things that may get overlooked, all the stuff that gets overlooked. Pay attention to that. If I say, I don't know, I was just gonna think of a really silly example, to be honest. And I feel like I always think of silly examples, so just ignore all this. Just ignore all this. But back to topic. Whatever it means to you, God. Every single time you ask for higher intelligence, for divine source, for divine intelligence, to show you the way of what choice you need to, I don't want to say what choice you need to make, what choice would be beneficial to your higher self, what choice or what decision would be a brighter path for you to take, or which one wouldn't take you on a detour, whatever it is that we need in this life. God is always here to answer to us, and God answers in so many ways, whatever way it is that we're going to be receptive to, God's going to do that. God's going to put that in our place in that exact perfect way that's going to stand out to you. So anytime that we need the guidance is already there. God knows we need guidance. That's why we have our spirit team. And that's why God's with us every single step of the way. God can't become a part of us. God created us. We cannot separate ourselves from God. We can't. And even the person that you think's the furthest away from God that ever lived, God's still there. God's with that person. And God's always with you. We're no better than anybody else. So why is it that we have the privilege to be with God and someone else wouldn't? Just because of their poor choices. Taking a route that was a huge detour that nobody's ever walked before. Walking through the desert. Not literal, I'm sorry. Just walking in the dark when it's like God's there telling us, reach into your backpack, you got a light there. Just like stubborn. And that person wants to be stubborn, then let them be stubborn. That's okay. You want to send them good love and you want to send them energy? Do it through energy. Speak to God and God will speak to them. I know that's one of the hardest things I know that I've experienced. Where someone's going through it and you know they're going through it and you know they need some guidance. And you know the guidance is there for them if you're vibrating on a higher frequency to know that the guidance is there, the help is there, we're never alone. God has never left us astray, never will, never has, never is going to, none of that ever. But this person's really feeling it. And every time you come around them, you feel it too. And your energy lowers also. And you get stuck in this frequency that doesn't feel good. So it's like you're stuck asking yourself, I love this person so much. I want to be there for them. But every time I do come around, it hurts me. It hurts me, and then I'm no longer good for myself, and I'm no longer good for the next person that I end up coming around, because everything just got out of sync for me. So how do I be there for this person? And how do I continue showing them that I love them? And look, I'm not leaving you alone, but you're hurting me too. What do you do? What do you do? First, we have to start with loving ourselves. We have to. We have to start with loving ourselves. And loving yourself means, okay, I love myself, right? You're coming from a place of love. I love myself, and every time I put myself around this energy, I'm no longer in a place of love for thyself. My mind starts going everywhere. I'm no longer in control. I'm no longer at peace. My heart is no longer at a beating on a serene rhythm. My world just kind of gets flipped. My day gets turned around. So because I love myself, and because I know the way energy works, that we don't have to physically be there for somebody, for us to be there for somebody. And I know, God, that you are here working through me, and you are also always working through this person that I dearly love. So God, being that I am awakened to my higher self, and that I am in tune with the voice that my higher self is speaking through to me right now, and because I love myself, and because I love the love that you have for me, God, that I don't want it to go away based on who I go with or where I go. So because of all of that, what I'm going to do is continue to first and foremost love myself, and love the love that God gave me to experience and to always be feeling, because I know that's what I deserve. Because of that, I am going to be able to send energetic love to this person that I love dearly, with me not having to physically be near them, because if not, I'm no longer hurting. I'm not helping them. In fact, I'm hurting myself, and I'm also hurting them too, because my energy is no longer where I need it to be for myself. We can only control our own energy, and we can only be responsible for our own energy. So because I am being responsible for my energy, I'm also in turn being responsible for yours also. No. You're not being responsible for their energy. You'll never be responsible for anybody else's energy. I taught myself as soon as that came out. So I can backtrack. We can do that. When you're being responsible with your own energy, then you're no longer feeding the energy you don't want to feed with more energy of what it is that isn't making you feel good. So in sense, what I guess I was trying to kind of put together in words is that when you're being responsible over your own energy by deciding to be selfish with your energy, by deciding that, look, how I feel is important to me, And I absolutely love you, but I love me more. And the fact that I'm pulling myself, my physical energy for you, does not alter my love for you. It doesn't determine my love for you, because that's not the way that energy works, and that's not the way that love works. That's not the way that love works. But as we do that, and as we continue to send them high loving vibrations, because we're vibrating on that high vibe, and we're able to do that, that's the most amazing way we can help someone in that situation. That's the most amazing way. If you want to help them, you're not helping them if your energy is going down and sinking along with theirs, when you're physically there with them. Or not even physical. A lot of times things are just over the phone for us. If you're just texting and you guys are feeding more and more of that lower energy, and you guys are just literally sinking together, you're both gonna go down. But if you decide, oh, I'm not gonna get on the ship today, instead, I'm gonna just guide from the outside and speak to God for the guidance, to help guide the person that I truly love, who's stuck on the boat right now and needs guidance. God, I'm gonna have my back towards the waters, because I trust you and I have full blind faith in you, God, that no matter what, you're present. And the more that I trust it and I believe it and I affirm it within my blood, that you're there, God, and your guidance is always there to be heard and to be listened to and to be received. God, my back is turned to the boat and the waters. I'm here just talking to you, God, and I know that you are there talking to my beloved, guiding them out of the sea, guiding them out of the boat before it sinks. In fact, there's not even any way that it can sink, because you are that powerful, God. Even without any water, it would just still stay afloat, because I know your powers, God. Nothing is impossible without you. Nothing is impossible with you. Nothing is impossible with you. Why did that come out? I don't know. But I caught it. With and through, alongside God, absolutely nothing is impossible. I don't care what's set in stone. I don't care what is literally, even if something is down to where like it's a law. It may be a law here on earth that only goes from one point to one point, because then it's going to change into something else. Why? Because humans decided to create this. Even through that, God can change whatever the heck needs to be changed. All through grace, all through love, God's got it in the books. So tell me, why do we think that we have the power to fix someone else? Or why do we put so much pressure on ourselves to think that we're the only ones that can be there for this person and help them get out of this hole that they dug themselves into with their own shovel? Why? Why do we put so much responsibility on ourselves? And why have we continued to think, based on what we've been taught, that if it's not in the physical, then it doesn't exist, or it doesn't matter, or there's no way that energy can be felt, or why don't we believe that we are such powerful beings, that we have more powers beyond this human form, that we have so much more to us than these 5 human senses? It sounds pretty silly, honestly. I felt silly even saying that we only have 5 human senses. Okay, that's from my human though. now let's talk spiritual. If you love someone and they're feeling it, the only one who can ever be there for us and knows what we need and can help us through our healing process and help us through our dark nights, getting through that dark night of the soul, is God. And when God needs you to be there for this person, God will call you to it. But once it starts draining our spirit, and where they're plugging ourselves out of a high frequency to plug ourselves into a voltage that we outgrew a long time ago, guys, leave it to God. God's the only one that can do anything. God first. God first. I'm not saying we don't perform miracles ourselves sometimes, but we cannot perform any kind of miracle, period, if we don't have God before us. Anything I ever do, God is before me. Anything I ever say, God is before me. All that I am, all that I do, everything I'm yet to become of what I already am. Everything that I am remembering more of who I truly am, which is everything that is God, is because of God. If I wake up this morning, it's because of God. If I don't, well, you know what? I had a choice in that, and God had that choice too. Where, you know what? When it's our time, it's our time, and everything is written up in the planets and the stars before we come. That's a whole other different story. And a whole other belief that I had to change myself as I started to tune more into remembering who I truly am, remembering who we all are, remembering what all of this really is. I used to think that this earth, we come here to learn. But how does that really make any sense? We come here to learn something that we already know, but we're here just learning through the struggles of what we know we already know. And I don't know if that makes sense to you, but we're coming here to remember what we already know. For me, I know that I know all there is to know already about this life. I already lived this life up in the stars before I came. I lived this life already before. Now, it may be altering based on whatever decisions I choose to make, as all of ours are. But no matter what, I don't even know what I was going through with that. I'm sorry, going on to say about that. But that's a whole other topic, literally. For some reason, I started talking about if somebody out there needs love that they're lacking on, that they think they're lacking in. The love is always there for us to get. The love is always there for us to receive. It's always there. We just have to realize it. We have to listen to God's voice trying to tell us, sweetheart, stop walking through the desert when I have a car waiting for you. Or it's okay, let go. Let go of what's happening right now that you're trying to force so hard and so bad, because, my dear child, you think you know the right way. But aren't you paying attention to the nudge that your guardian angel's trying to make you feel and quit ignoring, to tell you that, look, You think this is a detour, but actually it's a shortcut to where it is that you want to go. Whenever we're stuck, we're just stuck in here. We're not actually stuck. And human tendencies, we tend to just literally shove ourselves deeper and deeper into the stuckness. I know stuckness isn't a word, but I don't care. Said that on purpose. Don't take life too serious. Don't take life too serious. And we take life too serious, where we make our life so hard, and we keep trying to force things. Like, no, I want to be there for this person because I love them and because I know they need me. But God's here tapping on your back, like this huge energy force just tapping on your back, just telling you, but don't forget, you got me. You got me. Why do you think you have to do it? Why are you putting so much pressure on yourself to lift this super heavy table when I can help you? All of your neighbors are lined up. Why you gotta make life so hard? Why are you stuck on going this way? And if you just realized and turned, like even something as simple as just turn and look at me. Sometimes we're so stubborn and we don't even want to look at the other way. We don't even want to look wherever someone may be talking to us. And saying this is God, right? We don't even want to look. We're just being so stubborn. And then we look and it's like, oh, okay. All right. Wasn't that bad. And then you want to play it off like, well, why didn't you tell me? I've been telling you this whole time. We make life so hard, guys. We make life so hard. We don't got to. We don't have to. We really don't have to. We just gotta let go and trust and have faith. It sounds simple and easy, and it really is. It's just the hard part, depending on how you're seeing it. It's just reprogramming. It's knowing that you deserve to put time in yourself. And pay attention to your thoughts, and pay attention to what's going on in your life and how hard you're making it, where it's like, all right, I'm coming to myself as a friend right now. A friend helping a friend. And I'm the friend right now. And I'm the person. What would I tell myself being my friend? Seeing the bigger picture that I'm not seeing right now. And a lot of times you'll realize the answer, the solution, it's sitting right in front of your face. But we're just too worked up. We got too much going on in our mind. We got too much going on in our heart. We got too much going on in life. We got too much going on in work, at the kids, with everything, that you don't take a moment to yourself to really just, okay, all right, let me just breathe. Let me just simply breathe. And take a bigger look at all of this. All right, let's see. Calm state of mind. Where your heartbeat is regulated. And it's at peace. It's flowing smoothly. It's not rapid. It's not flowing rapidly all crazy. No, we're just okay. Let me see this problem I got here. And is it really a problem? And a lot of times it's not as big as we think it is. It's not. It's not. Life isn't so serious. For me, it's not meant to be so serious. We're meant to enjoy, and we're meant to really realize how privileged we are to be living this life with everyone else that it is that we have to live it around. no matter what it is that anybody's going through, whether it's you or whether it's someone you love, God's always with you. God is always with you, not only God, but all of your guardian angels, your spirit team, your ancestors. They're all with you and all always with you, and just waiting for you to ask for help. For some real serious help to where you can't deny it. That type of help. They're always helping along the sidelines. Our guardian angels, God is always directing our guardian angels, our spirit team, to help us. But sometimes it's more because it's on the sidelines. It's on the sidelines. But once we really start to become a part of the team with them and realize we're not the only ones on the court, and we have teammates, powerful teammates that come directly from God, our ever so loving God, then you'll see that earthquake really makes a movement. That undeniable movement where you can't deny we have a God. You can't deny there's a higher source. There is a higher power that loves you. And if you are one of those that is going through the dark night of the soul, and if there isn't people physically around you, I need you to know. I need you to know. I'm going to say it one more time. I need you to know you're not alone. Pay attention to your thoughts. Pay attention to what thoughts it is you're paying attention to. Through our thoughts is where we get spoken to. And in here is when we can feel God's touch, where we can feel God's warmth. Where our higher self lives in our heart space. Once we calm our heartbeat, we can really truly listen. We can really truly feel. And the words get louder. And the vibration gets higher. And you'll really feel the connection that you have to Source. The connection that you have to love. And for me, that will always be God. And from Shelby, one of the most loving creatures on earth, she says she loves you. She really does. You come near her, you'll feel her love. And as for me, who is you right now, and who's been through everything it is that you've been through on an emotional level, on a spiritual level, maybe not in the same physical sense, but I feel you. And because I've gotten through that, those dark nights, that very dark time, and because I've been able to find my way into the light and be able to love myself again, I can genuinely come and tell you, I love you. But the most important thing that you need to always remember is God loves you. And God is never going to leave you alone. And you too are going to make it out of this dark night. find your light. It's chilling in your backpack. You don't even need a battery for it. You don't need anything. All you need to do is realize that the light is within you. And spark that baby up. I meant to pull more cards, guys, but for some reason, all of that just came out. It all came out. So the last thing I'm gonna do for you, my friends, is sing. Just kidding. I'm not that confident yet, alright? But I'll give you guys a drum roll show. I love you. Nothing but good high vibes, always, guys. Soul Life and Visions. This is your girl Cindy de Uzalua. Till next time. Say bye.